this computer.
Okay, got it.
So I got both. I'm gonna put in a YouTube channel. So let's go to. Okay, we're gonna get sidetracked just for a second. You see my screen, Mitz?
Sure do.
Okay. So what I was saying is in Canva, if you create a canvas, brand new canvas, and you go in and go custom, make it about 15
Mhm.
wide by 600.
Okay.
15 wide, 600 high. So this is basically how the layout is. So I started looking yesterday in the video section in Canva, and they had all of these videos of Fresno.
Okay.
So then I early right now, I just looked for Bakersfield. So now you got Bakersfield. I could take this
Nice.
video, I could drag it in here if I want. Now you can see how long it is, but it's just cars moving. So
Mhm.
like, okay, remove that one. Let me see if I like this one.
Well, it's a little more of a
A little bit
what is that
more, but
called?
see, the idea is if somebody wanted to create a custom backdrop for their website, they can do it using Canva because what you're going to do is you're going to load this video or create it per page based on different clips. And then when you go to share it, you're going to download this video when you go to download it as an MPEG-4.
Will it stitch it all together?
Then when you download it, it'll stitch all of them together. Because right now it's telling you in the top left-hand corner, this is minute, I mean top right-hand corner, 1 minute and 18 seconds total.
Oh, very cool. Very
So
cool.
even when you create a canvas, like a flyer brochure, where you could save those as MPEG-4s as a video, it ends up a backdrop on your website. So if somebody wanted to create custom ones and maybe let's say someone decides I want to also expand into the coast, well, she can see if there's videos of Pismo and stuff added in here. So it showcases Fresno, it showcases Bakersfield, showcases Central Coast, and then save that as a video and put that as the backdrop to her website.
Very cool. I
All it
like it.
is saving
Plus,
this video, the agents would save it, it downloads to their computer, and then they would basically upload it into YouTube. Every agent
mhm.
has a YouTube channel with their Gmail account. Then all you do is replace in the video link. So it's something to think about. But let me get back to the Moxi website. Okay. Before I get all sidetracked. Okay, so this has been recorded. Let's get out of here. So good morning, everybody. So we're doing a training on how to customize your homepage. If you haven't done so, or if you have and it just went sideways and you want to like, okay, let me fix it and see what I do. Most of you that are on the call have already worked on your site, but this is, let's say you just had from scratch, brand new, nobody's added it because there's a lot of agents that haven't taken advantage of it. So what I did for now is on my site, which is bobpatel.sites.c21.homes, and I could always send you the link, so don't worry about it. It's the only place I know where to put a template. So what I did is for those agents in Fresno, I created a Fresno template. So if you click on Fresno, you're going to see what that page would look like. Here's where it would switch out. And then of course the video would be of Fresno, different landmarks of Fresno that Juan Carlos did. For those of you that are in the other offices, Juan Carlos is going to be going and doing some of these aerial shots of each of the different offices. Okay, so then what we did is on this template, I left the photo section blank where the picture would go, and this is where you would fill out your agent info. This way I can show you how to do it. Then we added a section that's called featured. Who's chatting? Is that you over there?
Me?
Yeah.
I was just typing right now because your voice is kind of cutting out, and I was just asking the audience if that was the case.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes.
That's weird.
Might have just been the video maybe eating up too much bandwidth. But anyway, go ahead.
Um, yeah, normally as I do it, so sorry. So we got a
Oh,
featured property section, and then we got a featured property section, a second one, which would be brokerage listings. So what we would do is loading this template. So let's say this is the template that you want. We're gonna load this one up. And like I said, this video, I'll show you how you can just change it to any video. Okay, so if you look under agent template down to Fresno, this template right here says agent one has a generic video. What I did is I loaded a generic video that showcases this one that has a sunset, has trains, farms, ranch, etc. So it doesn't have only Fresno in it. So for Mohammed, because I got his account, I'm gonna go to where it says template link. Fresno, you would go to template link and download the template. I'm gonna go to this particular template. It's gonna bring me here and say download it anyway. So then we're gonna give it a second and it's gonna download to my computer and we're just gonna leave it there. We're not gonna touch it. Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna log into your account where you would be right here. This is the back end of your website. This is where your admin panel is. And if you go to tools on the left-hand side, we're gonna tell it I need to import. We're gonna import basically a file. We're not doing blogging, journal, all that stuff. If you decide you're gonna start a podcast using Buzzsprout or Podbean, you can actually import your podcast in here, but we're looking at WordPress importer all the way at the bottom. You're going to click on that particular file. You're going to find the file that we downloaded. Agent template is the one I just downloaded. We're going to select upload and import. We're going to, of course, assign it to Mohammed. And we're going to click this button that says download and import the attachments. So we're going to hit submit. And now that template is actually loaded into his account. Okay. Good so far, Mitz?
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So template's loaded. Now we're going to go to where it says new and create a brand spanking new page, which eventually will become the home page. So in here, there's nothing for you to do but submit, because we're not doing a custom search. We're not doing a menu link. We're not doing a link on the menu, or profile, property, testimonial. We're doing a custom page, and all you do is hit submit. This is how you create whatever custom pages you want to create. Maybe you want to create a custom page for a lender. You want to create a custom page for a neighborhood, a custom page for a search area for something else, whatever you want. You can create unlimited custom pages. So this is just for the home page. So we're going to type in home and then just enter. The only reason I'm doing that because it actually saves the URL, and then we'll change it later. So instead of doing all of this information right here, what you do is you select this option that says builder. Okay, right next to text editor. And you select that, what it does, it takes this page into a building mode. The building mode is cool because the building mode is visual. What you see when you hit done and publish is what it gonna look like, which is kind of nice. So you're actually seeing what you're doing. For those of you that are brand new, modules, rows, templates, and saved. Rows is where you always start, because you're going to decide when you lay out a page, do I want something that's going to be one full width? Then it's a one column. Do I want something where I got something on the left and the right? Then it's a 2-column row you drag. Okay. But we're going to work on this template. So under template, these are all the different type of templates you have. You can create landing pages, content pages, brand templates. There's a whole galore of them. We uploaded one, so we're going to go to where it says saved. And then we're going to find for not the Fresno agents. Fresno agents, when you upload yours, it'll say Fresno. I'm going to click on this agent template that we just uploaded. And what it's going to do is going to drop the video in. It's going to drop most of this information from my template. So what we're going to do is, for those agents that haven't created theirs, we're just going to customize. Basically, all you would customize is several things. First is a picture. Then you're going to come into this section where it says name, your name here, and then this is already set. This will automatically always go to whoever website they're on. So a lot of the work was already done. Each module, if you notice, this has 3 columns. So when I set this section in place, I had gone in and said I need a 3-column row. I dragged it over. This one is a picture. So what I did on that one, I says I need to go to modules and drag a photo, and dragged it in here, then told it what picture I want. This is a text box. So I used the text editor, dragged it over, and told it what text box. And then if I click on it, there's all the text. So now whoever's account this is, they would go in and edit maybe their name. Hopefully I'm not making a mess of his last name. Mohammed, forgive me. There you go. And then of course his license number would go here. I'm gonna leave that blank because I'm not gonna look that up at the moment. And then this section, oh, looks like my wife's out in the front yard doing something. Okay, and then right here, you would replace the mobile number. And right here, the agent that's on the call that doesn't have a website, you would just add your mobile number here, your email address, add your name, add your license number, and then you would go in and put the broker's name, which I should have done in the template, but sorry. And then whatever address, city, state, and zip, whichever office you're located in. If you're in Fresno address, Visalia, Bakersfield, you would just fill in this information and then hit save. It would automatically save it. This picture, we need Mohammed's picture. So basically, this is the only one that I have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and save it to my computer. So that one's saved. If you want that picture uploaded where you don't have the background like I did for Summer and some of you others, then what you do is you go to open up a new tab and you go to remove.bg, basically remove background. Okay, or you can do it in Canva. Right here, all you do is basically drop the picture that you want. It'll upload it, it'll scan it and remove the background. Then all you do is come back down and hit download. Now you got the image downloaded that doesn't have the background in that image. Okay, so if we go back to Mohammed right here, we're going to click on this photo and we're going to say remove it, select the photo, and it needs one. So we're going to select it and just upload the one that we just downloaded. Once it downloads, you hit select and see now his picture is basically the background has been removed. So that's where it is. These boxes right here, if you notice, this to the end is a specific width. You can adjust each column how you want each column, and you can adjust how you want these to look and how you want the picture to align. If you, for some reason, you wanted this picture to move up higher, then what you would do is you would select it, come into advanced right here, and say, hey, I have a padding. Top padding. See, watch. If you add more padding, you're saying I would need more padding to the picture, or I'm going to undo the padding. But if you notice, there's no way to go the reverse. So what you have to do is you have to say, well, manually, I need a -30. Now it moves him up. And basically, he's going to move right above the sunset video, just slightly. And then you just adjust this back down and then hit save. And now you're customizing that little section. This little section right here won't automatically transfer. So when you look at this one, it's saying, hey, what is your featured properties? What market do you service? Not brokerage listings do you do? So the way you do that is you come to search. Like if you're on your own website, you go to the search section. For Bakersfield, I'm going to go to Kern County. I'm going to load Kern because he basically services all that area. And I don't want to do a wide area because he'll basically do any up north, south, LA. But then there's so many properties to look at. So we're just going to leave it as Kern County for now. And let's say that Mohammed wants to deal with anything from 400 to, let's say $1 million. So when you filter the price, it'll show you that price range. It always starts from the highest low, or you can tell it, I want to go low to high to low or low to high. Then you can also, it's based on your ideal client, says, okay, most of my clients, I don't have any clients that need less than 3.2. Well, you can filter that out so that this way you're showing properties specific to your customers. Then also, if you go on the filter, you can say, well, I don't deal with anybody with manufactured homes or lands, farm and ranch, but I'll leave multifamily. And so you can filter it that way too. If you don't do townhouses or condos, you uncheck them. So then you'll hit apply again. Now it's going to reload 697 properties. But what I'd like to do is, let's say this is your ideal customer. Well, the one sorting that I like to do is select a sort and click on a button that says time on the market. The reason I like that is because when a customer goes to your website, or one of your clients you shared your website to, they're going to see the properties based on, of course, your ideal customer, price point, bedrooms, bath. But what happens is when you hit days on the market, they see the newest listings first. So then it's not sorted by price. It's like, hey, there's a 750, there's a 524, there's a 385, but oh, you're interested in Colony Drive. Yeah, well, that was just listed a day ago, so maybe it gives them a sense of urgency. Plus, they get to see all the coolest properties, but you're not filtering by high and down. So let's say this is how you want your filter. You basically come in here and filter this out. You copy this entire URL in the top. So we are going to copy that entire URL. Okay. This is your ideal search. Then you're going to go to admin home and you're going to go down to custom search. And we're going to add a new custom search. In this search path, we're going to paste that entire URL. Okay. This is this entire thing. And we're going to call this thing featured properties because it's your featured properties. What you can name it whatever you want. Now, one thing to pay attention, see right here, it says this pass must begin with search. So we're going to go back to the top of this whole thing, and we're going to remove everything that is his website address. See, that's his website address, and we're going to go to search, and that's all we're going to keep, all of that. The reason why is when you click that link, it already knows you're on your website. So it's taking them to the /search criteria or /contact me page. You don't have to put your website address in there again because they're basically saying, go to my website /my website /this. It gets confusing. So you only want the URL. So you remove, like it says here, the path must begin with search. That's what you do, and you hit save. That custom search is saved. Now, if I go back to his website right here, and to this little one that's missing, that you can't see anything, if I click on it, go to general, it says, okay, I need the title, and we're going to call it featured properties. And that's the search I want because there was only one he has. And we're going to say, you know what, let him see at least 80 properties. And what that means is when they go next date, next date, next date, after that, it'll say, a button will say, it'll take them to the search. So if I hit save, now this is his featured properties, this is brokerage listing. So I'm going to hit done and publish. So if you notice, whatever we were doing is showing up live. So now on his side, it's showing the properties featured based on the search criteria that he wanted, or whatever you guys want, you punch it in. So your clients right under your information are going to see the ideal properties based on your clientele. Because of course, if you don't do $5 million home, like, okay, no, everybody I have is a specific price range. Maybe you go 100,000 above because maybe eventually you're going to move up to a different clientele. So you can customize this any way you want. Then, of course, we got brokerage listing. So this section was set up to where it shows every listing in the brokerage, every single one. So this is kind of cool because especially for new agents that don't have any properties, they're like, hey, somebody inquires about advice here, no problem. I don't work it, but I can refer it out. It's my lead. Then we added this section in here. This image can be modified whichever way you want. All you do is right click and save it to your computer, upload it in Canva, change it the way you want, and re-download it and replace it, knowing that it'll fit this exact spot. These buttons are automatically will go to search and to contact me. So will these two. This video was just set in here just to filler. You could actually remove this if you have your own videos or your own YouTube channel videos. You could drop them all in here. Really easy to do. And these are most recognized brands. So let's say you wanted to change out a video because maybe you wanted to say, hey, hi, I want to introduce myself. You go to Builder, because now when you're on the page that you're editing, if there's a Builder icon at the top, that means you custom created it. You come down here to this video, and all you do is click it, and it's going to want you to share the embed code. So if you go to YouTube, and let's say your video, I'm just going to find, let's say this young lady.
Okay, not.
Let's say this is the video you want. When you go to share, you want this code, this embed code. Copy that, and you copy this. If you take that, put it here, and save it, it'll load any YouTube video right there. So if somebody wants, hey, my name is Bob, I'm with Century 21. I just thank you for visiting my website. I don't know. You hit save, and that video will load. Then you can edit this title, click it, and there's a header. You replace that title, hit save, go to this section right here below it, click that, and says, okay, let me retype what I want them to know, and then hit save, and now you've just modified this. Once you modify it, you hit done and publish, the changes go effect. The cool thing about this Moxi website is when you're editing it, you're visually looking at exactly what it's going to look like, which is really cool. So let's say we got this section done. Okay, it's still, we got a home page on the top, and we got another home page at the beginning. So if we actually went to the website, it still loads the old home page. So what we do is we go to admin, home. We're going to go to appearance, because right now the appearance is search focused. So Mohammed's site looks like this right now. For those of you that don't want a custom page, you can actually say, you know what, I want to change it to agent focus and hit published. Then you come up here, and if I refresh it, it's more focused on the agent instead of the search. So some people be like, hey, as long as they land in, they can search, I'm good. At least you still have something that's a little bit different. But if you want the homepage we were working on to become your homepage, then you come here, it says custom page. You're going to select the one you called home. Publish it. Okay, now if I go here and refresh Mohammed's site, this page, now the other home that was here is gone because we replaced it with this page. So now you're like, okay, well, the home shouldn't be in that far right-hand corner because that's really confusing. Yes, I know. So go to admin home. You're going to go to site pages. This is your navigation system. This is basically this stuff. See, all this stuff is what that is. What happens is the home page is sitting down right here. If I take it and drag it up, I'm telling it to move home to the beginning. And then if you notice, about me, contact me is under about me. Well, you're like, you know what? I'd rather have it on the main menu. So I'm going to drag that out and put it right before contact me. Close this out. I'm going to hit publish. I'm going to clear the cache. I'm going to visit the site. So now I moved the home page here. I took the contact page that was underneath about me and moved it up to the top menu. So when you're working on your navigation, if you move it over one, it becomes a drop down under that item. If I was to move, like on this particular one, Mohammed says property search, my active listings. He may decide he wants to show his sold listings. So I'm going to tell it to from hide to, I hit show. So now if I refresh his page, he'll be able to show his sold listings. So this is how you do it. There's certain page you could hide. There's certain page you could tell it I want it to show. Maybe I want to hide it until I finish working on it. Then I want to show the page, or then I know where it's at. Okay, so we got this layout. The one thing we're going to fix is this real quick down at the bottom, because that's just a different footer. So we go to appearance. to the footer. And basically right here, we hit custom and update. If the template uploaded right and I hit refresh, at the bottom is changed out to something simpler. Later on, you can go in and modify that. If you wanted to modify the footer, you would go to appearance footer and hit customize it. Just like the page you did, you can decide, hey, you know what? I need a text box down here underneath the logo, and I want to put the address of the office. $50. I don't know what's the zip code for Bakersfield? 93309. 933. Hit save. You're like, okay, that's good for now. Hit done and publish. That footer now becomes, if I refresh it, now I added the address. Just like the homepage. Moxi is so user-friendly. It's crazy what you can come up with. It's knowing, how do I want this particular page laid out? How do I want the layout done? And those of you that want to create custom pages and you get stuck, just call me. We could set up to where I could remote in your computer. I could teach you how to create, how to modify, how to edit. Just like when I was working with, let's say, this button right here. This search button is sitting, it's a dual button right here. But maybe between this section, there's not enough space, so close together. Well, you can come in here and says, I need to add a separator. So if I can type, we would be really good. Separator. And I'm going to drag it right between the two. Right between the two, those top one and the bottom. Okay, and then I'm going to tell it that I want, but see, that's a color separator. Okay, so that's a separator you can do if you want to separate something. It says, I want a thin line, but I want it whatever color you want. If I wanted the Century 21 gold, I would just put in the Century 21 gold colors. Now I got a little gold line, and I can come up here and says I need to add a padding, maybe 40. So it adds a little spacing right in here. Really simple to do. But this button, if this is what this was, not a single button. So what I did is I searched button, and I found one that says dual button. Instead of a group will put a button below each other in a row automatically. So if I click on this one and go to the general, that is the default button. There's an option to say preset one. Change it to that look. I noticed where it came across number 5. So it gives it a different type of a look. So I'm like, Now if I go back to button 1, the title will start searching. This is where it will take them to the /search page on your website. The text color, I want it white. So if I go in here and put in 6 Fs, recognizes white text. And then you can say, what do I want the background? So you could decide that I want the background color to be gold. But when somebody hovers over that button, make that button black. And then if you make it black, you could say, if somebody hovers over that button, make the text gold. So you could actually literally make it flip. So if I was to hit save and hit done and publish, watch what happens to that button. There you are, and see. So it looks like you're like, wow, it looks like somebody you hired the custom designer to do this. The thing is, you just don't know where the right settings are to be able to tweak it. Just that little tweak, because the good thing with Moxi, is I created this one. So what I can do is I don't want to take the time to redo that one. So I could come to this one and say, duplicate it. I can drag this one down to here and take this one and delete it. And then hit done and publish. Now I duplicated the button and I moved it over into two separate spots. So now I have that button here and I have that button here. It's just knowing where to put that little tweak. Anybody have any
Yep.
questions? Probably lost half of
I,
you.
no, we got a couple questions.
Go ahead.
One, Summer's asking how to add like a squeeze page to add maybe a client's home address, email, and phone number, probably like a client. What is that? Contact sheet.
Basic information.
Mm-hmm.
So there's two ways to do it. If we create, let's say, a brand new page, custom, we hit submit, and let's say it's we're gonna call it home value and hits enter, just so I can save the title. We're gonna go to builder. And let's say there's something that you want. Summer goes, I need a form on the right-hand side where they can put in their basic and then the verbiage on what they're filling out on the left. Okay, because it's hard to do custom forms unless you do a third party. Okay, but if you want to just use what Moxi provides, then what you do is on the right-hand side, you says, okay, I need 2 columns. So I'm going to drag a 2-column row over because I'm going to put content in the left, content on the right. On the right, where we are going to modules, and we're going to find contact, main module. If you drag that here, it says, okay, what fields do you want to show? These are the basic ones. So we got name, email, phone number, address. I don't need interest. And if there's a message they want to put, and are they looking to buy and sell? Okay, let's say that's what you want. You hit save it. So give me 1 second. There it is. So you can also get where it says get started with me today. You can customize this to say whatever you want it to say, you could put it in there and it'll change that title. Hey, looking to buy or sell today, contact me. Whatever you want to do, you change the title. This lead form, because it's on your website, every lead on this form goes straight to you via text. So then you're like on the left-hand side, you're like, okay, maybe you grab the header first because it's a heading title. So let's say looking to sell is there. So someone's like, wow, it doesn't catch their attention. You go to style. Okay, that's the color. What color do you want it? Of course, we want it black. Okay. Then if you go to font, it says, okay, do you want to change the font? You can go down a rabbit hole when you go to these settings. And then the size, do you want it big or do you want it small? So you can adjust the sizing here. Then you can go to weight. Basically, weight means, do you want it medium thickness? Do you want it bold? Or do you want it more bold? Extra bold? And you could do that. And then, of course, with the size, you can go in and try to figure out how do I want that laid out. So this is where this would go. Let's say we're going to go medium. And maybe you go maybe you go all caps. Let's see. Like that. But it's like, now you're like, okay, so I got that and put it in there. Then you grab a text box down here. And now this is where you would put in all the verbiage. It says, hey, if you're looking to buy and sell a home today, blah, blah, blah. Now, one thing you have to notice is this is 50% each. So this is exactly at 50. There's a little marker right there that shows you. Whatever width this you adjust, each box stays 50. So what you can do is you can actually adjust it to where you want it. Usually it's about 1350 is usually your PC laptop screen size. But then you can decide, I want this one shorter. So you play around with it because you want to figure out how this is going to fit in here. But you could also click in here and says, I want to separate from home, sell your home, and then I want today with summer below. So what you do is when you come into this box, you basically put in a break with a BR and a code. And basically you're manually telling it in code, break this line all the time. Because there's no enter, you can't enter on that single line. So if you put in that code in there, it'll actually break it up into the second line. So now you're like, okay, that looks a little bit better how I want it. Now I can add all the verbiage. And of course, you can add a background image. If you want to add a picture to the background of that, you can add a photo to the background of that. If you want to put a custom home, whatever you want, you would just go to row setting because you're going to edit the entire row. And you go to settings and you could decide that you want right here, what kind of background? I want a color. It says, okay, what color? I want, so you can play around. Oh, I want the entire thing black and I want the text a different color. But you can also go and it says, I need to add a photo. I need to add a video. You could actually embed a video behind it and tell it I want it to be lighter. So let's say you're going to do a video. It says, okay, where on YouTube is that video? So I am going to just pretend we're going to throw her in here. And hopefully Mohammed doesn't use his website much. So hopefully he won't get all confused. We're going to paste her video in here. We are not going to enable audio. And we are going to set the height of this video. Where are you? Video to full height. See, that video is sitting in the background, just to give you guys an idea. Then we can says, okay, well, Bob, that's a little overbearing because you can't see the stuff in it, right? So what you do is you say, okay, I got an overlay. I want to overlay something on top of that video, but I want to do a color, which is black. Bear with me. But then I'm going to lighten it. Or you decide you want to do white because of the form. So you lighten this up how you want it. Let's say it's a scenic view of Bakersfield or Pismo. You lighten it up here. But the form, you can't. And then this text box, of course, you would change it and says, hey, this text box needs to be white. This box form, see how you can visually see through it. So what you do is you hit this particular widget. There's no settings for color in here. So what you do is you go to column settings and you say, I need not the text, I need the background to be white. And let it load like that. There's a million things you can do. You could have a video. It could be something like a backyard, people barbecuing, and they're filling out a contact form, which still gives your website a very custom look, but it really didn't take that long. It's just knowing where those little settings. And once you create one page, you do the same thing with every other page that you create, which is really cool. Hopefully that helps. Anything else?
Perfect. Two quick ones. Betty is asking if you could do the custom search one more time, just to walk through it.
Yes.
I think she's wanting to do LA County
Which county?
and just LA County.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me delete this one before Mohammed actually goes on his website and like, what? I don't remember doing none of this, Bob. Can you help me? Okay, you go to, not my site. Okay, go to your website and you are going to go to search LA County.
Yes, I believe so.
That's pretty huge.
I'm just telling. So, yeah.
Okay, Los Angeles, California. That's pretty huge. But we still have it filtered between specific price points. So let's say for LA, she's looking for properties between her bread and butter is, let's say, 900, and then the max is 2 million. And the clients are 3.2. And she also, yep, I need condos, townhomes, perfect. So you figure out what city, because just so everybody knows, when your Moxi websites, we paid for the IDX feeds for Tulare County, Kings County, Fresno County, Kern County, and CRMLS. So basically, those of you on a call, your clients can search from San Francisco over to Merced, to the Nevada border, all the way to the Mexican border. So you can do Pismo, Morro Bay, you can do San Diego, if that's a market that you're working. But what you do is you find in here, what are you looking for, or you draw a circle based on the market that you want to showcase, filter it out, and then save that search bar. Then what you do is you copy that, you go to your custom search, and you need to add it there. So you're going to go in and add a custom search. We're going to let it load, and we're going to paste that URL here. And remember, you have to start with search. So we're going to remove the website address, and then this here is going to be I don't know, you're going to give it a nice little title and then save it. And then you add it wherever you want to add it under the featured module. Make sense? Hopefully.
I think so. And then one last question, Bob, actually from the girls here in the office. And have you heard any word about like the Century 21 app coming out yet?
Yeah, they're working on it. It should be probably, I'm hoping within the next, by the end of the year.
By the end of the year. Yeah, I was kind
They
of
are
thinking.
working on having a brand new app, and that's been a lot of requests. It's just you got to figure out how many agents there are and how to filter it and how to set it so it's done right the first time. So,
Okay.
any other questions on Moxi? Basic landing page?
I think we are good, Bob.
Well, guys, you guys have a great day. Summer, I will see you and the ladies on Tuesday. And then everybody else, if you need help creating custom pages, just reach out to me. We'll schedule a remote session if we have to, and I can help you build all your content pages. So you guys have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Bob. Great
Hey,
job.
Mitch, when you do the training at 10:30, can you record it onto Workplace and hit the button that says record it to your computer?
Sure, you bet.
And then let me know once you have it, and I'll show you how to upload it into the YouTube.
Well, okay, we'll do. All right.
Okay,
Thanks, Bob.
thank you. Bye.
Okay. Thank you, everybody.